So first of all, I would like to okay. Can everyone confirm that you are so today it's a adverse Okay, so let us start the session with is my screen visible to
Please remain in the session. Sir will be here very sooner due to bad weather. There is a network problem. So please kindly wait.
uh, By any chance, can you see my screen now? Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
sir.
Great, great. So then we can continue over here and hopefully we can have a smooth session now. I'll keep my video off so that we can consume some of the uh, traffic over here. Okay. So welcome everyone to this session, and the session is all about learning how to learn. Okay. And I'm Alok Sethi. I'm a chartered accountant and company secretary by qualification and a global corporate trainer by profession now. So I have been training people on various skills like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Tally, QuickBooks, Smart Sheets, and currently learning SQL, Python, and other softwares as well. Okay. So I'll be sharing my experience of learning, and I'll be sharing how the world of learning is changing with AI coming into practice. Okay. So we have a lot of discussion over here over learning. And let me tell you that let us start with this quote of Benjamin Franklin, where it is said that tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. So you always learn by getting involved. Okay. So the more you're getting involved in anything that you do, the more possible outcome you can get. There are maximum chances that you will get it thoroughly right. Okay. So how many people are ready to get involved in this session? Okay, because I want some active participation from people. There are 16 participants, including me. So 15 participants are there. Okay, so can I have a yes in the chat box if you are like really interested in getting involved in this session? Okay, so can we have a yes in the chat box, a quick yes in the chat box, and that will also confirm that you are able to hear me. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. So we will be talking about achieving mastery. We will have a question answer session, then we'll have some closing remarks. That is how the session is going to flow. Okay, so let us start with the basics agenda for the day. Okay, I'm not going to go through the boring presentation only, but I have created a presentation so that we stay on track. And when we write something, we talk specific things. We are not taking in the air. So we'll be introducing the art of learning, then setting the foundation of learning, then what to research and how to plan your learning.
स्क्रीनशॉट लिए प्रमाणे करो અને એન્ટ્રી બધી નાખો એક એક મહિને की
I'll request everyone to be on mute. Rather, I'm keeping it on mute. If you want to ask any question, you can put in the chat box. Okay, and in the end, we will take some live questions also. Okay, thank you for cooperating. So setting the foundation, research and planning, building a strong learning environment, effective learning strategies, goal tracking and progress monitoring, overcoming challenges, developing practical skills, and networking and collaboration, and also maintaining consistency. So these are some of the building blocks of learning. Let us start. So William Crawford said that being a student is easy, learning requires actual work. Okay. So when we talk about being a student is a word which says that I'm always a learner. I'm a student. That means I'm studying something, I'm learning something. But being called a student is very easy, but learning is a difficult task. It's not as easy. So whatever we read, whatever we try to learn, we always don't remember this, right? So if I ask you, do you all remember A to Z? You will say yes. But if I ask you, do you remember the 9 planets or 8? We have the names of all the 8 planets. Do you remember the composition, the chemical formula of all the things, okay, that we have studied in the science and all? Okay, we might not remember those complex things because why don't we remember what we studied in our school or in our colleges? What could be one reason? Can you give me one reason in the chat box, please? What is the reason that people don't remember what they study? Whatever comes to your mind. Why don't we remember whatever we study, maybe in school, in college, or maybe at work, we try to learn something new, but we don't remember it. Okay. So yes, Kamal has come into has come to the point. Even Uday, they are saying not in application, lack of practice. Correct. So there is a saying which says that practice makes men perfect. But today I'm going to redefine this quote, and I would say that practice makes men automatic. Okay, so I'm putting it in the chat box. Practice make men automatic. So, do you struggle brushing your teeth, or do you struggle eating food? Do you struggle when you are walking? Do you struggle when you are riding a bicycle or a car? You don't. Why? Because you have practiced a lot of time. You have practiced it a lot of time. But when we are given a task which we have never done before, we struggle a lot. Whenever we are doing a task which you have tried only once, whenever we are reading anything that we read only once, we find it difficult to do it again. The only reason is lack of practice. Okay, so that is why it is important to keep learning and always become a lifelong learner. Then you should always acquire new skills, and that will help you in transforming yourself and unlocking opportunities. Now, see, in every slide, I have included a quote. In every slide, I have included this quote. And let me tell you that this slide I have created today itself, and of course, with the help of AI. Okay, so it had taken me an hour to create a 15 slides presentation, but I did a lot of research. I did a lot of mental work over it and a lot of designing also. But definitely, I took a help of AI to get the things in the way I wanted. And the result is in front of you. So there is a quote which says that change is the result of true learning. Okay, so whatever you have learned over the past, if that has changed you as a person, then you can say that it is a true learning. If the outcome before the learning is equal to the outcome after the learning, can you say there is some learning or there is no learning? Can you just type in the chat box? If the outcome before learning is equals to the outcome after learning, can we say there is learning or zero learning? Come on. There is some learning or zero learning? Zero learning. Okay. So we should have a transformation. We should have something addition to what we were before and what we were after the learning, the process. Okay. So maybe we cannot say that it is 100% change that we have seen in ourselves. Okay. But even if it is a 1% change or a 2% change, then we can say that definitely learning this thing has helped me. Okay. So that is it. So you have to set the foundation. Okay. So for learning, there should be a growth mindset. So there are two types of mindset. Have you heard about the two types of mindset, people? What two kinds of mindset can be there? One is the growth mindset. And what is the other one? One is the growth mindset. What is the other one? You can type in the chat box whatever comes to your mind. When you talk about mindset, there can be two mindset. One is the growth mindset. What is the other one? See, if you interact, it'll be good. If you interact, it'll be good. So one is the growth mindset, and okay. So Kamal says it is a closed mindset. Okay. Any other word? Narrow. Very good. Any other? There are 15 people. At least if you give one word each, we'll have 15 words. Okay. And that will be the learning. See, learning is not actually learning something new. Lazy mindset. Yes. So people are coming, just mugging up. Okay. we have still not reached the correct word. We have still not reached the correct word. So I want more people to put on things, more words which comes to your mind. It is a positive growth. It is a positive growth. Complacent. Okay, very good. Nischala. Any other word? Any other word? What is a positive growth? What is a positive growth? What is a positive growth? Stagnant. Yes. So the other word for stagnant is fixed. So we can have two kind of mindset. One is a growth mindset, one is a fixed mindset. Okay. So when you're stagnant, when you're fixed, that means you're not thinking progressive in nature. You're settled with what you are, what you're having, right? So I'll give you a story over here. So there was an elephant, a baby elephant, and the baby elephant was tied to a big rope and to a tree. Okay, the leg of the elephant was tied to a rope and to a tree. So the baby elephant could not move. Okay, and it happened over the years. Like he was tied for over the years. Okay, and when he grew big, he had become more powerful, that elephant. But the elephant did not try moving out of the area, or trying to like get rid of the rope. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why? Even the tree was smaller than the elephant. Mindset, yes, mindset. And what kind of mindset? What kind of mindset the elephant would be having when he was tied to a rope? And that time he was obviously small, but when he became large or big, he could have easily broken that rope and get freed himself. But it was a mindset, and it was a wrong mindset, or a limited mindset, or a fixed mindset that was there with the elephant, and the elephant could not get rid out of the rope. Okay, so the same thing happens to us whenever we are having a limited mindset or a fixed mindset. We don't see the opportunities. The opportunities are there around us. We tend to ignore them. So we have to find motivation and set goals. Why you are here? Because you're learning for some kind of motivation. We all know that we have to learn things. We all know that to grow in life, we have to keep learning. We have to keep progressing. But why we are not progressing in life, or why we are not there where we wanted to be, or why we achieve lesser as compared to what we can achieve? Can you give me a reason for it, please? Can I have some reasons why people are not able to achieve to the maximum? Why people are not able to reach to the fullest of their potential? And let me ask you one question over here. Are you working at your full potential? Are you all satisfied with your life, the way the life is progressing, the way you are working at your work, or the way you are moving on? Are you all satisfied? Can we have some percentage over here? Like how satisfied you are with your life when it comes to growth? Is it like 50%, 60%, 70%, 90%, 100%? Or let's say 20%, 10%. I want some percentages over here. 60% Jagdish says, okay. What about others? Let us put some percentages. Kalpana says 40%. Because of lack of direction and motivation, right? Lack of direction, actually. What about others? Nischala, Uday, Kamal, smart moves. 30%. Okay, the graph is declining. We are coming down. I'm wanting each one to participate. So you will not remember these percentage at the end of this presentation, and I'll not post it somewhere. So don't be worried about, like, yeah, Mohammed says 30%. Why people say 30-40% only? I have not seen anyone saying 80%, 70%, 90%. Do we have people over here who are like 90% satisfied with their life? Or 80%, 70% is a very decent number to quote, actually. And maybe see, these numbers depend on many things. Okay, these numbers are depending many things. Suppose you say 70%, maybe possible that everyone, maybe you have not put a right benchmark for you. Okay, so you are satisfied. You are not challenging yourself. Okay, so you are satisfied with 70%. Someone who's saying 30%, 40%, maybe you have put a very high benchmark than what you can actually achieve, and you are cribbing about it that are not at that level. So maybe you're not happy with it. And maybe someone who has decided that I want to achieve something in life, but not able to achieve it because of two things. One is the lack of direction, and second is the lack of motivation. Okay, but let me tell you, motivation is nothing. Motivation is nothing. What you need in life is discipline. What you need in life is discipline. Discipline is the key factor to success. Do you all agree with me that discipline is more important than having motivation? So motivation can help you start something, okay, can get you started, but it is a discipline and dedication that keeps you going. Do you all agree with me? Do you all agree with me that it is the discipline that you have in your life that keeps you going against all the odds, come what may? But if you're disciplined, if you're dedicated, if you are determined to achieve something in life, you will achieve it anyhow. Yes, motivation is for short term. It's like a tea. See, when you drink tea, how many of you are tea lovers, and maybe some are coffee lovers? Okay, so whenever we have tea or coffee, it gives us instant energy. Okay, it gives us instant kick. But how long that kick remains? Okay, so every morning you get up and you want a cup of tea or coffee because it is a routine. If you don't get a tea, what happens? If you are used to have a tea in the morning and you don't get a tea, what happens to your mind? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel good? Or you feel lazy? Or you feel lost? Like, how do you feel? Tell me. How do you feel when you do not get your morning meal, morning tea or coffee? Do you have the same enthusiasm or no? Uncomfortable, yes. Why we are uncomfortable? Because our body, yes, we feel dull, we feel lazy. Why so? Because our body is used to, our body is accustomed to something which we are having on a daily basis. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. Okay. Why? Because it's our habit. It has become our habit. It has become a practice to get up in the morning, and then we want something to consume so as to get the energy. We are dependent on what? On having tea or coffee as an energy source of energy. Am I right or not? Am I right or not? So if you don't get to have a tea or coffee, sometimes you feel very lethargic, you feel lazy. Okay. Now let me ask you one question. Okay. How many of you decide or actually take a resolution of learning something new every day? How many of you try to learn something new each day consciously? See, we all are learning. Okay. Life is the biggest teacher and we all are students. So we are learning every day. But how many of us take a conscious effort in learning? Yes or no? Do you take that conscious effort of learning? Or you are learning by choice or you're learning by force? Choice or force? कि यार ये तो सीखना ही पड़ेगा, काम कैसे होगा, ये प्रोजेक्ट तो सबमिट करना ही पड़ेगा. So do we learn by choice or by force? Choice. Correct. Choice. And those who are not answering the chat box, can I assume that you are learning by force? Yeah, I'm learning new things. It's a choice. So whenever you learn new thing, it's a choice. It's never a force. Sometimes it is a force also. Sometimes it's a force also. You're forced to learn something because if you don't learn, you will lose your job. You lose the work. You lose the respect. You lose the identity. You lose the what you can say, the prestige that you've earned. You lose confidence. So it is not always choice. It is sometimes a pressure, a mental pressure is there that, oh my God, if I don't learn, what will happen? Lose business also. Yes, definitely you lose business. So if you don't learn what you're supposed to learn, then you cannot earn what you're supposed to earn. Are you all agreeing with me? If you don't learn what you're supposed to learn, then be ready to lose what you can earn. Because that earning will pass on to someone who is learning at a faster pace than you. Do you all agree with me? If you're not learning and someone is learning, someone is putting in efforts, he's doing a lot of hard work. Okay. So definitely that person will win over you. That person is going to win over you. Okay. So you have to find a motivation, you have to set your goals, and you have to choose the right skill to implement and to learn. Okay. Then see, a man's education is never completed until he dies. So you have to learn all your life. Till the end of the life also you learn. Okay, I was listening to a video today. Okay, and it was from a famous YouTuber. Okay, a very elder person. Okay, maybe 60 years or 65 years. Okay, Indian. So he was saying that in India the retirement age is 60. Okay, so generally 25 to 30 years we spend in learning things. Okay, in learning things, in studying. People generally study till the age 24, 25 and 30. Maybe for higher studies you may take longer time. Okay, and then whatever you learn, you apply that learning into practice for the next 30 years. You apply the learning in the next 30 years, and when you are applying that learning to practice, you actually learn. You actually learn when you apply what you've learned in your practice. So many are chartered accountants over here. So what we study in the CA course and what we do in the practice, is it all similar? Do we practice what you've learned? It's a big no. To some extent, it is a yes, but no, it is not actually what we practice. Rarely, yes, rarely. Because in practice, the world is totally different. Totally different. Okay, so you cannot apply the complex rules and regulations and the taxation policies and all. It is not possible only. काम ही नहीं होगा, प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं कर पाएंगे अगर आप वही अप्लाई करेंगे जो आपने पढ़ा है. तो जो आप पढ़ते हैं, जब उसको अप्लाई करते हैं, तो एक नया लर्निंग आती है. देयर इज अ न्यू लर्निंग एंड वी लर्न टू अनलर्न. डोंट वी लर्न टू अनलर्न कि ये तो काम नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ और सीखना पड़ेगा. And then we sometimes relearn also. We learn the actual way of learning. Am I right? So in learning, there are 3 phases. First, we learn, then we unlearn, and then we relearn things. Okay. So whenever relearning or unlearning comes, you have to do a thorough research. You have to find out actually what is working and what is not working. You have to get a lot of resources or material. You have to create a structured learning path or a plan. And then you have to set some realistic milestones. Okay. Am I making sense to what I'm saying? Are you all with me? Are you all with me? Great. Okay. So basically, yeah. First, I'll go through the presentation, then we'll take a Q&A session. Okay. There are few slides which I want to talk about and discuss, and then we will have a Q&A. That will be more interesting. Okay. So education is not filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Okay, what a quote. So do you understand what is the meaning of the word PAIL, pail? It is not pain, it is pale. PAIL. Anyone who can explain me the meaning of this word? PAIL. Education is not filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. So pail means a bucket. Pail means a bucket. So it doesn't, so when you are learning anything, you're not piling up. So many students nowadays are running with their blindfolded eyes after achieving a lot of certificate, after collecting a lot of certificates. Sir, ये कोर्स कर ले, सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा, इसका सर्टिफिकेट ले ले, इसका सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा क्या? So what are we trying to achieve when we are running after acquiring a lot of certificates? Is having a certificate guarantees you a job, that you will get a job? Having a certificate guarantees your job कि इसके पास certificates हैं, इसके पास ज्यादा सर इनको ले लेते हैं? Or is it the practical work that you do at the organization or the practical skills that you demonstrate in the interview that actually ensures that you get the job? So is it the skill set or the certificate that helps you in getting the job? Is it the skill set or the number of certificates? You can type skills, S for skills or C for certificate. So we need to understand what we are learning after. We need to understand that certificate is just a piece of paper stating that we have learned something. But actually, have we learned or not? That is showcased when you actually work, when you actually apply that learning into practice. So learning is not powerful. I am repeating what I'm saying. Learning is not powerful, but application of learning is powerful. I hope you heard me right. Application of learning is powerful. So if you don't know how to apply what you learned, then you have actually not learned it. So learning is a difficult task, as I told before also. So you should have an environment which supports your learning. You should have an environment which supports learning. So if you have good friends, if you have good colleagues, if you have good mentors, if you have a good learning platform or a good atmosphere or a good office or a workplace, then definitely you will become a learner. You will become a lifelong learner. So it is said that the company of your friends or your colleagues decide what you will become. Okay, so if you are a company of people who are always hanging out or just looking to enjoy life or have some chill moments together, do you see them progressing in life? Do you see them progressing in life? They might be enjoying life, but are they doing something in addition to that enjoyment, which can guarantee that they can enjoy for long? Is it or not? So the point that I'm going to make, the point that I want to make over here is that it is not that you have to be a bookworm. किताबी कीड़ा नहीं बनना है हमें, ठीक है? ये तो दिन भर पढ़ता ही रहता है, ये दिन भर काम ही करता रहता है, ऐसा भी नहीं बनना है. We have to become a person with a dynamic or a versatile personality. I am a trainer, I am a teacher, I have been a CA into practice, I have been into job also, I've worked with a corporate also, big corporates like JP Morgan and Taj Hotels, okay? But that job gave me a good amount of money, gave me a good title, gave me a good reputation, but did not give me a mental satisfaction. I was becoming a machine. So then I decided that I'll do something which makes my heart feel good and which brings me happiness. And that one thing was teaching. So then I reinvented what my way of life should be. And I'm now again back to training people and learning new things. So you learn every day. So you should have a good environment for learning. You should have a good workspace. Your table should have some book, at least one book, so which you can go to and read and learn from it. And a writing pad, a scribbling pad, everything, which will help you in thinking something new, thinking out of the box. And definitely you should eliminate all the distractions. And when we talk about distraction, what is the biggest distraction nowadays? Everyone in the chat box, please. What is that biggest distraction you have in your life, which is with every one of us, each one of us, and that is this mobile phone, which you can see. It is in my hand. If you can see, this is the biggest distraction. This is the biggest distraction, right? So you have to make sure that you keep away all the distractions when you're learning. You have to have a healthy atmosphere. But the problem is that we're learning online. We are learning on mobile. We're learning on a web. We are learning on a webinar. So when I'm watching this webinar and some message pops up, some Insta story pops up, some reels pops up, and I just get distracted because that something is more interesting than this bakwas which I'm doing right now. And if like, अरे क्या बता रहे हैं सर, ये तो हमें पता ही है. This is all we know. Let's listen to that. Let's do the thumka or any other thing. Okay, because that seems alluring. That seems, wow, we are missing something. We get the FOMO factor that when we are not doing what people are doing. Are you all agreeing with me? Do you also get that FOMO factor when people are enjoying, it is raining, people are enjoying the weather, people are enjoying the restaurants, they are enjoying good meals, and you're sitting with the boring laptop and a presentation and talking about learning. Oh my God, what is it? Are you in your senses? So it is difficult. See, that is why we are saying that learning is difficult. The message of this webinar was sent to more than 1,000 people. 1,000 people who know me personally. But only 15 people have joined this. Only 15 people have joined this. Because let me tell you one fact that only 3% of the people, only 3% of the people rule the world. Only 3% of the people rule the world. Okay. So if you talk about any billionaires or millionaires or on the scientists or any great personalities, they are just 3% of the population. And those 3% are always doing something different from what 97% are doing. And that is why we see that 3% on the top level everywhere. Those people are in the top level. Do you all agree with me or not on this? Is it making sense what I was saying about the 3%? You all agree with me? And let me congratulate you all because you all belong to that 3% category. It is a proof that you come to this webinar. That means you all are amongst those 3% of people who are different from the world, who are born to do something great. And I mean it. And I mean it. I'm not saying because you've come. I'm just saying because you have that guts, you have that discipline, you have that determination, you have the dedication to do something which others don't have. And that is the reason why you are here and you are listening to me. Because you are not here to listen to me. You are just here to listen to yourself. I'm just a voice. I'm just a medium. I'm just a medium. You are actually listening your own voice coming through me. And I'm just acting as a, what you can say, a channel, a bridge in getting you reach there. I'm just acting as a setu, a Ram Setu. Okay. And just as a bridge between where you should be and where you are actually. Okay. And see, this webinar was planned out of the blue because I was very, what you can say, worried about people. The way they are learning things or the way they are forwarding with their life. Okay. And I wanted to do something about it. And so I came up with this, and I'm glad that people have joined. Okay. So what are some effective learning strategies? Okay, so let us talk about the learning strategy and the practical part of it. I think I've done a lot of motivation to you. I have tried my level best to motivate you to start learning at least. Okay, and to be different. See, always remember you are among the 3%. You have to remember this. You have to say it to yourself that I am the 3%. I'm going to rule this world. I'm not bothered about what 97% people are doing because they will do what they are supposed to do, but I have to sit on the top. Okay. And there I was seeing one more clip the other day. Okay, I don't have a pen right now, but yeah, if I have to demonstrate it on this. Okay, so see, I have a bottle. I'll give you one example, okay, to motivate you. This is a water bottle. Can you see the water bottle? Can you see the water bottle? Okay. Now, in that water bottle, what portion of the bottle holds the water? What portion? What percentage of the bottle holds the water? इस बॉटल में कितना एरिया ऐसा है जिसमें पानी भर सकता है? What percentage? Come on. Give me a percentage in the chat box. 100, 90. Okay. Yeah, you can fill till the top, but generally we keep the loose end. इतना तो हम खाली छोड़ते ही है ना, फिर गिर जाएगा वो. इतना हम खाली छोड़ते हैं. We just keep this much empty. So we can say 90, 95%, 99%, 98%. This is the bottle. It carries the load of the water. It carries the load of the water. Sometimes you can put hot water also. Sometimes you can put cold water also. So it is that 90% of the water, the load that is held by this bottle, right? Okay, then when the bottle is the load is held by the bottle, who sits on top of the bottle? Who sits on top of the bottle? Who sits on the top of the bottle? The cap. The cap. Right? So it is just 1%. It is just 2%, 1% or 3%, whatever we can say. But if the cap is not there, can you function this bottle? Can the bottle function? Can you carry the water in the bottle along with you if the cap is not there? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. So we are just this cap. We are a cap. We are not this bottle. The bottle is like a mind. So 90, 95%, 97%, whatever you are feeding inside your brain is water. Okay, but if you do not have a control over what you are feeding, then do you have a control of this bottle over this bottle? Do you have a control over this bottle? The answer is no. The answer is a big no. So you have to work on the 3%. You have to work on this cap. You have to make this cap so important so that it holds the water bottle perfectly. Similarly, there is an example of pen. So we have a pen and we have a cap above the pen. The pressure we put is on the pen. The ripple goes down of the pen. But who sits on the top of the pen? The cap. And when you put your pen on your pocket, on the shirt pocket, what is visible? Is the pen visible or the cap visible? Tell me. When you put the pen in your pocket, what is visible? The cap. The cap is visible, not the pen. But who does all the work? Who does all the work? It is the cap who is doing the work. No. Who does the work? Who does the work? It is the pen who is doing all the work. It is the pen who is doing the work, right? So we need to understand that जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So you might have a lot of skills. You might be genius, but if you don't display those skills, do you have any value in the society? Do you have any value at the workplace? Do you have any value in your college or university or your school or the society or even at your home? No, no, no. So definitely that is why you have to develop some strategies where you can learn. So we come to the strategies now. Set smart goals. Keep a learning journal. You have to write down everything. Okay. Let me show you one more thing. Okay, I don't know whether this is visible or not. Okay, but I'm holding a piece of paper in my hand, a chart in my hand, right? Can you see that chart? Okay, now I'll post a picture of this. This is actually my learning journal. This is my learning journal. I've written what actually I want to do in my entire life. I have defined what I want to learn. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Can you see the chart now? Can you see this chart? Okay, it is having a blank space, lot of places, but this is my learning chart. I have defined whatever I want to learn. What is my SWOT? What is my ikigai? What is my mission? What is my vision? This is all I have defined. Okay, so if you have everything written, then you can do a lot of things. So journalizing and writing your thoughts make you work towards them. It's too big, yeah, actually, because it is an action plan for next 30 years. It is an action plan for next 30 years. I've divided my, see, I'm 38 now. Okay, so what has happened over the past has happened. Now, what is in my control is the next maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever time I have with me. So I want to spend all my life in learning things, a lot of things, and spreading whatever I learn to the society, giving back to the people whom I can benefit. Okay, so you have to set smart goals. Now, when I say smart, what does smart means? Smart means specific. I'm putting it in the chat box so that you can note. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So टाइम निकल जाने के बाद कुछ नहीं होगा, तो आपको स्मार्ट गोल्स रखने हैं, ठीक है? स्पेसिफिक, मेजरेबल, अचीवेबल एंड realistic and timely. You have to set up these goals for yourself. Okay, these are the goals that you should have. These are called as smart goals. Okay, you should have smart goals in life. Okay, you have to keep a journal, record whatever you learned today, regularly evaluate and adjust your plan. So you have to evaluate where you are going wrong, where you are getting right, how is the pace going, how you are going along, and celebrate small victories. So if you accomplish a task, celebrate this. Okay, we don't celebrate. So life is not a destination, it is a journey. Life is not a destination, it's a journey. Enjoy this journey of learning. Then when you learn something, you will have a lot of challenges. Okay, you will have a lot of challenges, you'll have a lot of self-doubt. When I started with data analytics, I had a lot of doubts whether I'll be able to do it, whether I'll be able to compete with the other tech people who are belonging from BTech or who are having more skills than me. But I stood by my decision. I worked hard towards it. And I must say that I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. Okay. So deal with self-doubt and imposter syndrome, making setbacks and manage your setbacks and failure. Seek help from mentors and support groups. So it is always important to seek help. Whenever you feel you are having some doubt, ask, discuss with people. Okay, you can open up. You can have some forums where you can put your what you can say, failures, and be okay with it. Maintaining resilience and persistence. That is what we have learned in our CA. That persistency is the key to success. Consistency and persistency. कि जब तक फोड़ेंगे नहीं, जब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं, जब तक बनेंगे नहीं, जब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं. And that is why I'm a chartered accountant today. So, and many people have given multiple attempts, CA attempts, and now they are CAs because they did not leave the road in between. So those people who develop the ability to continuously acquire new and better forms of knowledge that they can apply to their work and lives can be movers and shakers in our society for the indefinite future. There is someone with the name movers and shakers in the group also, in the chat also. I can see that. So if you really want to be a mover and a shaker, you have to have that first mover advantage. आपको ये सीखना पड़ेगा कि सीखते कैसे और सीखना क्या है. And if I ask you, what is that one skill that you should learn in 2023? What would that be? What would that be? What is that one skill that you would like to learn in 2023? In the remaining 3 months we have now. September, October, November, December. Type in the chat box whatever is that skill which you are planning to learn in the next 3 months from. Reading skill, very good. Reading is the most important skill, which is the mother of all the skills. So reading skill is very important. What about others? What is that one skill that would you like to learn? in the coming time. And see, when you are learning use of AI for presentation and video making, yes. So AI is not limited to only presentation and video, but AI can do a lot of things. Data analytics, yes, definitely. Meditation, yes. See, we should have a balance. We should live a balanced life. And if do you know about the principle of 888? Have you heard about the principle of 888? 8 cube? No. No. Okay, so let me show you what does this 888 means. Okay, so we must have heard about RRR, but art you not have heard about. So 88 means that we have 24 hours in a day. This 24 hours you have to divide into 3 parts, 8, 8, 8, and you have to give each 8 to these 3 tasks. First 8 hours. Okay, first 8 hours means the morning time, when you get up. Okay, so basically when we are done with the getting ready and all this stuff, then we go to work or maybe school or college if you are a student. Okay, so 8 hours of our life we should work, at least work 8 hours a day. Then next 8 hours is for family. You should give your next 8 hours for family and friends. Okay, so that comes the 16 hours. The next 8 hours, whom should we give the next 8 hours to? Self development, or whatever you call it, meditation or sleep. So this is 888. So if you spread your day into this 888, you will find a balance in your life. And life is all about balance, keeping a balance about in whatever things we do. Okay, so see, learn AI, embrace technology, learn the art of reading new things, learn how to learn, and give time to your body also. Work on yourself, meditate, have a proper sleep, do not have anxiety. Okay, complete your time on work on time, delegate what you cannot do. Okay, but don't sit on it. Okay, so there is a book which you can read about time management, which is Eat That Frog. Has anyone read that book? Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Okay, so I recently completed it and it is very good book. There is one more book which is the Tiny Habits. Okay, so Power of Now. There is one more, Power of Now, and yeah, Atomic Habits. So these are some books that you should start with, and one more, my favorite, that is Start With Why. Start with why. See, this was not supposed to be a motivation session, but I don't know. I don't do things the way I plan. I go with the flow, whatever looks appropriate to me at the particular time, I do that. So learning helps you in networking and collaboration. So with my learning and with my sharing of knowledge, I'm able to reach to a lot of people across India. I never thought that I would get an invitation from the Mumbai branch to deliver a session. I never thought that I'll be called by the Kolkata branch to deliver a session amongst the top professionals of the country. I never thought that I'll teach at LPU. I never thought that I will deliver a lecture at IIT. I never thought, because I never worked on myself. I was living a life with a fixed mindset. I was just like that elephant, and that I was just assuming that a rope is being tied to my leg. I was not moving. I was not making efforts to get out and do something. And then when COVID came, then I did a lot of self-realization and reading a lot of books. And then moment I decided that this is not the way I want to live my life. I want to learn and spread that learning to masses. And that is why I'm doing it. I am delivering lectures to even foreign clients and people across the globe. So that is why I call myself as a global learner, a global trainer, because I'm training people across the continents online. That has happened because of learning. I have not made a lot of money as of now. Okay. But the objective is not to make a lot of money. People uh, measure your success by the amount of money that you have earned over the years. But success can have different parameters. Success can have different measuring yardsticks. So some people should measure your success by how much you have learned over the years. What all skills do you have? Okay, so you build a network of like-minded individuals. Find mentors and seek advice from experts. I was always among the company of good teachers, my seniors. I was never with my friends. I don't have any friends as such. I have friends who are above my age, who are like mostly in the 50s or 60s or even 70s. And I have friends who are below my age, maybe in the 18s or 90s or 20, 21, and who are like-minded, who are having a growth mindset. I talk to a very limited set of people, and those who are among those 3% people. So I have found my ikigai. I know what I want to do. And that is how I'm progressing. And I want people to progress. So you should join a group or have a club where you can learn things. Leverage social media and online communities. There are a lot of communities. So I was recently added to a group of Toastmasters. Okay, and I've shared a lot of things over LinkedIn or my YouTube on my experience with Toastmasters, Kuwait Club, and that happened because of my batch. There was a student who had made me join this club, and now just 2 weeks has happened, and I've been offered a position of assistant, what you can say, assistant manager in one of the groups. Why? Because they had seen that curiosity in me to learn things, to handle things, okay, to talk to people. So sometimes you don't know when you are in the right community or among the right set of people, they will lift you up. They will evaluate you. Okay, they will give wings to your dreams. And then lastly, you should have consistency. So strategies for staying motivated in the long run. See, no one is going to do it for you. You have to push yourself. You have to push yourself. Okay, and I remember there is one very good quote by नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी, ठीक है। तो उसने एक स्पीच में अपनी एक ये हिंदी में बोला था कि अगर आपको खुजली हुई है ना तो खुजाबनी भी आपको ही पड़ेगी, है ना। सो खुजली मीन्स क्यूरियोसिटी। So if you have that curiosity, if you have the anxiety to learn something, you have to get it tempted. If you are getting a temptation, you have to get it filled. No one else will do it for you. रोज रोज अगर किसी को खुजली हो रही है तो एक दो बार तो आपके मे बी योर ब्रदर, योर सिस्टर, योर मदर, योर फादर, योर वाइफ, योर हस्बैंड माइट डू इट। फिर वो क्या बोलेंगे, गेट अ कोम, डू इट योरसेल्फ, वी आर नॉट फॉर दिस। ओके, सो यू हैव टू बिकम सेल्फ रिलायंट, you have to become self dependent, you have to keep yourself self motivated so that you can push yourself towards learning and sustainable development. Okay, so nowadays we are talking a lot about sustainable business, building a sustainable model. So we should also have a sustainable learning approach and avoid burnout and fatigue. Okay, see, I sometimes I have to take a long trainings of 8 hours when we have Okay, so I was having some network issue. So my net is very